Melanin Power. I am here today with 6 beautiful bevy of ladies, black, powerful women. And I am so glad that you're here with us today. We're going to be discussing energy, purpose-driven energy, displaced energy, and all that energy that we have inside of us that we need to do something with. So I thank you all for coming, and I thank you all for sitting with us today.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so yes, this is Steph Sia from Melanin Power. I am here with a bevy of beautiful black women, and I want you to know that this is going to be a sisterhood that's being built here. We're going to focus on energy, and I want to introduce you to the ladies that are here with me today. To my right, I have licensed mental therapist Clarissa Hazel. Again, I have Sandra Ward. She is the CEO and founder of Catwalks Pro. I have Sheila Cunningham over here. Beauty. I mean, the beauty in these ladies are like killing me. We should all be hosts here today. All right, we should all be a host. All right, and so Sheila Cunningham, she's a registered nurse, wellness coach, a lot of other things that we're going to get into after, you know. But and then to my left, I have Dr. Megan Greaves. She's a humanitarian, a UN ambassador. I mean, an author. I mean, just name it. Okay, there's quite a few. You know, I have a sheet here, but again, and I have Angela. I'm sorry, and Angela Gaines. I have Angela Gaines. She's a teacher. She's also a motivational speaker, and she is all of that rounded off in this beauty that we see here. I have to her left is Kendra McQueen. Okay, Kendra McQueen is the owner of Italian Ice. Okay, if you guys never had it, you need to have that. Okay, you need to try it. And she's also a social worker. First and foremost, she's a social worker. All right, so these are the ladies that I'm surrounded with today, and I'm just gonna jump right in because the topic today is what camera am I watching? Am I just, you know, because I feel like, okay. So I am here today, and we're gonna talk about energy. What we do with positive energy, what we do with displaced energy, and what we do with purpose-driven energy. And I know everyone, you know, has their energy differently. Everyone, you know, holds their energy in differently. But there's times, especially in a time like this, where our energy is just so important. We have to be mindful where we're placing that energy. So we're going to start with that displaced energy, right? So I want to start with Sandra. I want to see what do you. I know there's times when, especially in your walk in your career, you are the CEO and founder of Catwalks Pro. You deal with multiple people, multiple actions. You know, you deal with so much worldwide. So where would you place your energy, that displaced energy, where on days you're like, oh God, I just can't take it. This is just too much. What do you do with that energy? Because that's every day. That's every day. Yes. Yeah, that's every day, really. So what do you do with that energy?
I think I surround myself with great friends, you know, that I can reach out to and say, listen, just need to listen. I need somebody to be a ear for me, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have a husband that's very supportive. There's a lot of things you can talk to your girlfriends and you can't reach out to your husband. Mm-hmm. I work out. That's a way of me, you know, getting rid of that energy. And there are days you get up and you're like, what am I doing? And why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know? But I think I found my purpose. And what I do with Catwalk Pros is I'm able to empower and inspire these young people. So I do different things. I learned how to not worry about tomorrow because I used to be a worrier. And a lot of us are because we're always thinking about what we need to do, help this person. You know, my mom passed now, but she was like my child. I get up every day and what I had to do for mom. Mm-hmm. But just learning to take the moment, because what really matters is this moment that we have right now. Nothing else matters, really.
Nothing else matters.
Because tomorrow is not promised. So I'm learning to do that a day at a time. Like I knew I had to do this today, but when we spoke yesterday, it was my first time looking at it. Okay. So I called like, what do I need to bring?
Well, I'm glad you looked.
What do I need to bring? You know, can I wear cream? You know, all those things. So and it's good for me to manage my anxiety because when you don't have that energy, because you know it's overwhelming a lot of times. So.
Exactly. That's interesting. That's interesting. Your perspective on it. What about you, Kendra? What do you do with that displace? I know you do a lot.
Well, to piggyback here, I do a lot of exercise. I'm a Pilates person. That is my me time, and that was recently discovered about a year ago. So once I realized it encompassed breathing and it was just my time, I was all in. So that is how I deal with displaced energies, and it comes around a lot, particularly now with the way the world is, and the things and the changes and the blatancy of certain things that are happening for our culture overall. And so I get real political at times. I have to displace that energy. So that's primarily what I like to do. I'm also passionate about helping others. Been doing
You are.
as a child protective service investigator. Social work is my thing. Quick burnout. Yes, and that's more displaced energy, okay? But it is what I enjoy doing. I enjoy helping people. I'm an empath. It's not a good thing sometimes, but it is who I am. I have a very supportive husband, and my mom is still with me, and so she's also my motivation. I'm very grateful for that. So I'm new with my new color arrangement, so that's another displacement of energy as I'm changing and evolving. And so I keep my spirits up by realizing, one, I woke up today. Everything else is negotiable.
Everything else is negotiable. Oh gosh,
Exactly.
that is so good to know.
right.
And I'm going to piggyback off of that, because Dr. Megan, and I know you live a life where the only reason you're not flying now is because of what's going on. Okay, that's the only reason you're not flying right now, because of what's going on in the air. And I know your energy is just you give so much of yourself. You give so much of yourself. You're never here. You're always doing some humanitarian work. You fund girls in the mountains of Mozambique somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I have to say, how do you work on that displaced energy, or do you even have displaced energy?
Everyone has this.
Okay, thank you. All right.
The one thing I go back to every time I'm in any kind of conversation is really, who are you? So, knowing who you are and what your foundation is, and that's why I speak. I have a whole program on identity. When we speak about identity, I speak about the matrix. You know, how do you get placed in the matrix? How are you placed in the matrix of life? How are you placed in the matrix of life? Because you give a lot too. How are you placed? How am I placed in this matrix? So I put myself in the matrix, going back to who I was before I got here.
Wow, that's deep.
And as long as I remember the energy is immediately placed in its right perspective and position. So my job is done. Just remember why I got here, and the people that are my equal didn't bring me here. Before I was formed, I was known. So I go back to remembering, you know what? I was somewhere before I got here. Who was I? So I begin to ask questions, because they call it Mother Earth. She must be having an answer for me. So I would ask questions like that. That is how I kind of keep that balance.
So you see why when I grow up I want to be I want to be her. When I grow up I want to be her. Okay, I want to be her. So I do have another question, but before we leave this topic, I want to ask our therapist over here. You know I'm not going to pass up on that. You just so you know, you're going to be answering every question, okay? Just so you know, okay? Tell me something. So for such a time as this, right? As Kendra said, we're all going through something with this time that we're in, right? How can you help us? What can you give us so that knowing that we can move forward, it's okay, and the energy that we have, it doesn't have to be an angry response to anything, or it's just, that's what the displaced energy is about. It's like you're so angry, you just don't know what to do with this energy, So how can you, what words of wisdom can you?
Well, there's a couple things that come to mind. The first one I always tell individuals I work with is, what do you actually have control over? And I think for a lot of times, a lot of stressors happen because people are feeling stuck. People feel overwhelmed. They're feeling like, I don't have the answers. I wish this was different. And sometimes paying attention to what do you actually have control over and kind of staying in that lane. That's one of the things I think as you get better doing that, a lot of the stresses fall apart. Because then I can double check with somebody. It's okay, this is what I would like to do. Is that supportive or not? If there are things that are a lot of things that are happening like 50 feet, like very MAGA, like politics, and how can I be impactful in that area when it's just me living in this little spot in my little. So some people, they become political, they join these communities. That's what they have control over. I have control over, this is important to me, how do I give back so that I feel like I'm being a part of something that's important to me. That's right. So being able to figure out what do you have control over, I think, is the very first thing. And the second thing that comes to mind for me is what we're doing now. It's kind of creating a community around you that when you're in the not your best of places, you can be like, you want to just go out and eat? I don't want to talk about anything political. Can we just go watch a movie? Do something active? So I think sometimes you do need to find moments to disconnect. I think some people don't realize how they burn themselves out just by being on all the social medias and watching the news that says the same thing every hour on the hour. And so I think sometimes you do need to unplug. Because you don't have control over a lot of things. So you have to unplug and kind of reground yourself in what are the things that I value the most about who I am as a person, and how do I impact those around me that I have hands on, because that helps fill me. If I operate only off of giving, then I'm on E. But if I allow everyone around me to have access to fill me, and of course you have to be careful who you have around you, because whether you like it or not, people are filling you up, and so you got to be careful what you're allowing in your space, and that helps you to be grounded when you be grounded. So those are like the two things that come to mind as we're having this discussion about how to take care of. Those are some of the things I talk to my clients about. Is you have to be mindful of what you keep around you and what you're ingesting and what you can control.
And what you can control.
Those I think are really important.
A very wise, beautiful, powerful lady once said to me, black woman at that, once said to me, you cannot get from someone what you didn't pour into them. Someone said that to me, and it stuck with me, because I can't get out of Sandra if Sandra never poured into me. Right? And a very powerful woman once said that to me, maybe a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago, but it stuck with me because it is so true. That's true, right?
It's called relational equity. It's like going in the bank. Now, if you don't put anything in the checking account, what's going to happen?
You're not going to get anything back.
So that's what I tell people. My relationships are equity, so I'm not just going to pass them over to you. What are you coming to bring?
That's right.
And it's not that you're looking, but this is the thing. Trust is an issue among black women.
Oh gosh, let me
Someone
tell
shows
you.
up in the room, they may look completely different to you, and you just don't like them
For no reason.
So something behind it that is driving that. It's something that was placed in the DNA that was traumatized. That you don't like me because I look different from you.
And that would be our next topic in the next show. All right? In her show. All right?
But I want to also mention about giving yourself grace, because I have problems with that a lot of times. Giving myself grace, because when I take a break, and I know I need it because mentally I am drained, while I'm trying to take that pause and that break, I feel so guilty of taking a break.
Gosh, yeah. And I feel you. I really do feel you. Because I pour so much into my kids, even though they're grown, I pour so much energy into them. And when I say, you know what, enough is enough, I'm backing up, I feel so guilty.
Wow.
And I'm saying to myself, what's going on here? Why am I so guilty? But you're absolutely right. Taking a break, and you know what Clarissa said is so true, because you have to be able to just control what you can control.
Right.
You can't control what anyone else can control. Only what you can control. So you know what? We have to work on giving ourselves grace, okay? Because you know what? No, no. Enough.
Can I add to that? Because I was thinking more so, you got to stay plugged and connected to a faith. You got to have anchored. You got to be anchored into a faith where there is something higher than you.
Yes.
And I know for myself, and I work with these kids, and I like to give them that outlet as well. But it's more of knowing who we are, just like Doctor said, knowing who you are. But there's faith, and then there's also spirituality, and then there's religion. I'm talking about relational.
Relationships. Yes,
And I'm saying
relationships.
that source where, I meditate.
Mhm.
So I meditate when it comes to displaced energy, because if I do it and I do it in sequence every day,
Mhm.
this is my connectivity.
Right.
This is my connection.
Right.
And I can dispel anything that I know that is not true.
Right.
And so, and that's what I want to say, because I do that with the kids
Uh-huh.
that I work with.
Yes.
But I do it in such a way they don't even understand that there's a skill going into a writing prompt
Yes.
to help them to connect.
Yeah.
So I just want
So that, no, and that's fine, because this is what it's all about. Everyone giving their input, not talking over each other, and we're just kind of like letting, giving each other wisdom, right? Yeah. So that's really good. So you think I forget you over there? I didn't forget you over there, Miss Cunningham. I know your life is so filled with. I look at you on social media and I look at your lifestyle, and it's so filled with such. I don't know if you have that displaced energy, because you seem like you're always in a fun zone. You know what I'm saying? In a joy zone. So do you have displaced energy? Do you have that energy where it's like, enough for today? What do I do with this energy?
No, I feel like you said everyone does have displaced energy, but I have found out that when we go within ourselves, then we realize that we can kind of recognize what we're feeling and how to express it and how to displace it. Because when we give to others, that's one way. And when we take our time to just kind of connect with ourselves, that's another way. So it's like it's a give and take. It's always a give and take. But I focus on the pillars. My mother is 97. I'm the youngest of 10. And I look at her life and I see the pillars working, and the pillars of wellness, the mental, the spiritual. We talked about all this. So like you said, there's different steps to everything. But when we find a way to get balanced, it's about a balance, because one day we may feel like we're overwhelmed. Sometimes I am having fun, but even that can get too much. You can have too much fun, and you have to sit back and you have to recognize your body, and we express these things, and we show these to our fellow women, men, whoever we're around, our community, and then we express these things to teach them to kids, and that's where I love to give back. So.
That is awesome. She always has such a joyful spirit. It's just, and she's so tiny, right? And she's always having fun. So I'm going to take this time now just to have everyone introduce themselves, because I know I missed some titles on these. So I just want to take this minute to just have everyone introduce themselves. So this way we have an idea of the panel that we're sitting with. This bevy of beauties. They're just not beautiful. They are powerful. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with Kendra.
My name is Kendra McQueen. I am originally from Philadelphia. Go Eagles.
Yeah.
That being said, I am the only child, really the only family member that has graduated from a college or university.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I enjoy helping others. I am very guilty of multitasking and going above and beyond, and just knowing not when to stop. But as I am gracefully getting younger, I'm realizing that just what you said, stop pouring and you're coming back, your glass is half empty when my glass needs to be half full. So that's up to me.
Yes.
It really is. So I'm learning all of that. Just growing and all that wisdom and just relaxing. Some things are not that important at the end of the day.
Take it from this melanin woman going on right here.
Right.
Take it from her going on right here now.
But on that note, what helped me was my vitiligo. I just had it about 8 years ago. So
what vitiligo? What are you talking about?
What
vitiligo? Does anyone see vitiligo
biracial, right? The new biracial. So just adjusting to that helps strengthen me. Because again, everyone else's opinion at the end of the day
doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter. I got her in my annual swimsuit shoot. She was amazing. something that she never thought that she would be doing. And I got her in
was
there,
so
and
much
she was
fun.
amazing, so much fun. And I look forward to it. The first week of June, I'm gonna do another collab of beautiful bevies. And again, I'm not looking for size 1, size 0 models. I'm looking for real people.
Yes.
So you know, well, that's what I'm saying. You know, people think. You know, people think that I'm looking for supermodels to walk. I'm not. I'm looking for regular people that has their curves, who does not have curves. It doesn't matter. If you look at the website, you'll see that these ladies does not have, you know, they're just living. Yeah, they're just living their best life.
Love
Right?
that.
That's right.
So Angela, can we get your title, please?
Yes, my name is Angela Gaines Jeter, and I am a school teacher, educator. I'm also I have my own skincare product called Skinergy Skincare. It's all natural, organic. And I am also an author and a motivational speaker.
So give us a name. What is the name of you said you're an author.
Yes.
What's your book?
My book is called, well, I have a book right now. It's a collab. It's a collaboration book of about 14 international authors.
Okay.
And I don't want to give their
that's
title
fine.
just as
That's
yet
fine.
because it's on the verge of
That is
coming
fine.
out.
Yeah.
And
That is fine.
it's coming.
And to my left, right here, I have Dr. Megan Massey. So let's jump right in there.
Well, I am Dr. Megan Greaves. I
She's
used to be
Massey.
But I own a nonprofit called Megan Carroll Global. I also own a consulting company called Diverse Global Consulting. That company, I do many things. I can show you how to build wealth with insurance products. I'm really good with that. Getting your financial house in order. But outside of that, I work for large fund companies that bring the buyer and the seller together. I'm the person for large oil, gas, gold, safely. That's what I do mainly, amongst a lot of other things like counseling.
Like we don't, you know.
The titles, all the things.
To my right, we have Clarissa Hazel. Tell us what's your title here.
So, as was mentioned, my name is Clarissa Hazel. I am a licensed mental health counselor here in the state of Florida. I provide individual, family, couples therapy virtually right now. I also help supervise interns who are looking to be licensed in the state of Florida. So I'm helping the next generation of licensed mental health clinicians be able to know how to balance taking care of themselves and being present for their clients. I am the CEO of Simply Complex Therapeutic Services. Recently launched my own therapeutic program.
Yes! Go ahead, Queen.
So I'm very excited for that. And under that, it's not only the counseling, but doing speaking engagements and so forth to just really merge mental health with faith, mental health with our community, bringing to a lot of people who may not be so sure about should I do therapy or not, and kind of just bringing it to them in a space that they're already comfortable with. And it's not rocket scientists. I think that's why I love the name, that Simply Complex. It's really like, you know, simplifying just the complexities that you have in your life, and that's kind of like my little catchphrase. But I love it.
It was mine too when I sent it to you. But I did, of course I did. I researched everyone. But I have to say, this is going to be a very busy 4 years for you. And if you didn't know, I am like letting you know it's going to be a very busy 4 years for you because a whole lot of people is going to need mental counseling. Okay? And maybe even 4 years after that, who knows with the way things are going. But you're going to be busy, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have a lot of people knocking on your door. What do I do? You know? All right, so great. It's good to have you here because I was so happy when she accepted the invitation. I was just like ecstatic. I was like, oh my God, thank you, because I really needed someone in that field to kind of like just round us out. You know what I'm saying? Just to bring us home, you know, because we're as much as we're sitting here looking pretty and we're looking all dandy, when we close our doors and we lay down at night and we go behind closed doors, we're a mess. A lot of us, we're a mess. Some of us are, you know, we're a little mess, you know. We are, because it's just, because life can be so hard. Just lifing, you know, just lifing is just a lot. Lifing. You know, so it's good to know that I'm really happy and honored that you decided to join us because we needed this today. Okay.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Sandra, let's hear from you, my friend.
So my name is Sandra Ward. I am originally from Panama, Central America. So my first language is actually Spanish.
Okay, mi amor.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Estoy contenta de estar aquí hoy.
Gracias, mi amor. Gracias.
I modeled for many years. In 2009, my base was in LA, Los Angeles. In 2009, I founded Catwalk Pros as a mentorship company. I mentor a lot of celebrities' kids. You know, a lot of the celebrities' kids are in the backdrop of them, and a lot of them don't have self-esteem. They're shy. They have no social skills, so that's where Catwalk Pros started in LA. I moved to Miami in 2010, and in 2012 I reopened Catwalk Pros. But we started as a production company, so I do fashion shows on my own. I do 2 big shows a year, and I produce events for Women Who Lunch, designers that want to showcase their collection. It doesn't matter what you design, we could come in and do a show for you. I manage a group of models, so I have a small agency. I shouldn't say small, a boutique agency, and it's called Catwalk Pros Model Management. And a year and a half ago, I founded my non-for-profit Catwalk Pros Academy, where we empower, transform, and inspire young girls and boys from the inner city. So what we do, I use fashion because all girls, they want to look fabulous. And with social media, everybody wants to look fabulous. So when we come in and I have these workshops, it could be a weekend, it could be a 6-week program. And we talk about, of course, walking the runway, but also about social etiquette, social manners, social media, human trafficking, because Miami is the number 2 city in the country, I'm sorry, that human trafficking is a problem. LA is the number 1 state. And, you know, our young people are being educated by social media, really. You know, so we mentor that. We talk about finances, etiquette, table manners. So we cover everything. So whoever take our classes, they learn basics for their life. You know, it's not only about walking the runway. And we have kids from 7 years old, and we have adults 60-year-old. My last class, I had a 60-year-old woman that she just felt that she wasn't good enough in her own. She didn't feel comfortable in her own skin, and she came and she took her class. So it's all about empowering each other. I have a group of friends that I meet with them like 3 or 4 times a year, and we call sip and chat. So we do this. We sip and we chat. We have food.
Can I borrow that?
We talk. You know, we talk about menopause and what you're going through, or relationships, and all these things that we go through.
That is
and I think it's important to support. I don't have any sisters. I have 4 older brothers. I have no kids. I've never been pregnant. So for me, my girlfriends are like my sisters. You know, sisters I never had, and I put a lot of. Friendship for me is very important. I know a lot of people. Somebody said that my face was familiar. Who was that? You. I go to a lot of events. I get invited to events. But I'm a person that I carry my feelings on my sleeve. If I like you, we like each other. Let's be friends. That's me, right?
That's good. That's good, because there's a lot of things you're saying that that I didn't know. So it's good that you're able to share with us. But I know Sandra has something coming up in April that we're going to talk about when we get to the house, because we're just going to get to the house just to have something to eat and just kind of like, so we're going to talk about the outside stuff that we do outside. She has a really big event coming up, and all of you guys need to know about it to support her. Okay, it's really huge coming up in April. Okay, so next we're going to go to Sheila. Sheila,
finish?
And I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much.
I feel like there was something else that you had to say. I was like, and.
So Sheila, let's move it right along.
Moving right along. I am
Yes.
Sheila Renee Cunningham. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. I got here in Florida. I live in West Palm Beach. I got here in 2017. Was drugged by my husband, Kevin Cunningham. He's a professional boxing trainer, trained a lot of fighters. And so he brought me here kicking and screaming, and I was like not happy. But when I got here, I said, shh. I said, baby, Miami is an hour away. What? The beach is here. So that energy that I have, my mother, when she had me, her 10th child was born in February, and she did not tell anybody because she was so tired of telling people that she was pregnant. And so she was like, she hid me and my brother. He was born on the 14th. He's older than me. And then, because it was cold in St. Louis then. So when I was young, she kept telling me she had so much energy. You had so much energy. And so I guess that energy is still there. And that's what you see on there. But I've done so many things. I graduated nursing school in 91. And since then, I realized that nursing did not mean health. And so I was passionate about wellness. And then along with wellness, I did fashion shows and I did modeling and I did all of that stuff. So I do so much, but I gave back too. So I have a nonprofit. I had a nonprofit in St. Louis called To Get Fit Crew. I did talent shows. I did like events. We had talent where the kids come out, they sing, but we educate. So I'm all about health and wellness, beauty, fashion, because we have fashion shows and our talent show and everything. But I'm just a person that I'm an author. I published a book called Get Perfectly Balanced. It's about your balance, wellness, displacing it mentally, spiritually, physically, intellectually, occupational, financial, social, and spiritual wellness. And all those pillars work on getting perfectly balanced. So that's who I am.
So, ladies, we're going to take a quick time out because we're getting ready to wrap up in a little bit. I do have another question for the panel, but we're going to take a quick break to.
This is Steph C. I'm back with Melanin Power Magazine. I'm here with my beautiful, beautiful bevy of ladies, and we're going to dive right in. Again, we're focused on energy, displaced energy, purpose-driven energy, and just energy on the whole, because some of us just lack energy, So again, I'm going to put the question out there for the purpose-driven energy. What drives your purpose? What drives you to do certain, to get involved, to do things, to get that energy, just to get off the couch, So I'm going to start with Sheila over here. Maybe you can give us a short synopsis again, of purpose-driven energy. It's a purpose, yeah.
I feel like purpose is just not about us, it's about giving back. And when we give back, it ends up filling us up. And so I feel my purpose is to speak wellness, speak love, speak passion, and see each individual that I have as a person that can do so much and be so much, and let them know, because some people don't feel like they are enough. Some people may not feel like they want to be there. I have empowered women, and it's about empowering, and not just women and men, but in my talent shows that I did, I empowered the kids so much, but I didn't realize that they needed that. And I wanted to see each and every one of them. And that's just not just with the kids, it's with the people that we see every day, because I wanted to let them know that they are so important and that they can give back. Yeah. And one of my very own cousins, she was a beautiful, beautiful model type, but she was told that she wasn't beautiful because of her skin. Because of her skin, she felt like she wanted to kill herself because and when I found that she was empowered by fashion shows, and now she's a makeup artist, and now she gives back. That is my purpose.
That's your purpose.
Yes,
that's your purpose. What about you, Angela?
Oh,
and you know what? I just want to say something on that. It's just a topic that's not often addressed, but we're gonna address it maybe at another One Woman Meet, WWM, because so many young ladies see what's on TV and see what's in a magazine, and they just want to be that person, or they strive to be that, and they get shut down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they just don't know what to do with that energy, So rather than do something constructive or purpose driven, they really get reclusive and they really get mentally, drained. Yes. Okay. So again, Angela, what's with the purpose driven energy? Where's yours?
When it comes to purpose-driven energy, I always go within, because I realize that there is a purpose for me. And when I think about me as a spiritual being, I think about where are we going, where we're traveling, how we're getting there, and to know that everything that's happening is happening for a reason. Yeah. There is things that come that may distract you, but if you're focused, and you have passion within you, like somebody said earlier about the passion. When I'm talking to these kids, it's the same thing. It's the passion for me, because that's what drives me. I am impacted, like somebody else said, to be filled up. You know, I go in every day. It's a jar, and I show these kids there is all the energies in this jar. Where are you today? First, I am. I am who? What adjective describe who you are? And then I go in with this jar of feelings, where you are in this jar. And let's look at it. Because again, we're not always, feeling good. We're not, but we can change it when we're not feeling good. So purpose-driven energy for me is just knowing that to go within, to come without, and then to present it.
That's good. That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we have that on film. Dr. Greaves, let's hear your ideology on this purpose.
I wrote a book called I Come in the Volumes of the Book.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
God's masterpiece. When you've been taught something different from that masterpiece that you are, it could shift you off. But if you connect with the frequency, the people that have the correct frequency, that's going to draw you in. Because drawing someone in, when I counsel, I infuse the person. Something that they didn't have for 20 years, I can give it to them in 20 seconds because I believe that for myself. So I think when you take all of who you are, embrace the volumes of the book that was written of you before you got here, you embody that thing, you go on the inside, and then you're able to deploy it, and you can transport it, transmute it to anyone. That can settle all scores as it pertains to displace energy or purpose-driven energy, because the force behind what is driven is you and who you are, and embracing who you are.
So I have. Go ahead.
Did you guys read The Purpose-Driven Life?
Yes.
Yes, I read that too.
I
had that too. Okay, yeah.
But
I just was thinking about that when she
I
said
have
that.
her book
Yeah.
on my countertop, so you guys are going to see the book because
Okay,
it's
good.
on my countertop. So
Okay, good. Yeah.
But I want you ladies, I want everyone here to know, we are so empowered. Okay?
Yes.
And we are so empowered to do so much. There is no reason for us to hold ourselves back.
That's right.
There's really no reasons. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, again, we tear each other down so much.
Yeah.
And my last When Women Meet, and I said that in my last one, we constantly keep tearing each other down. But this is not about me today or what I have to say, really. I want to hear, Sandra, what that purpose-driven energy. Purpose.
Purpose. I used to work for the federal government, and a year ago, January 31st, I resigned. My job was very, very stressful, and I knew that I had a purpose, and I wasn't able to do what I really wanted to do. So I got to work, and the month before I went to a retreat, and I figured out that it was time to leave my job because I was very unhappy and I was stressed out, extremely stressed out, because I was doing my job. I would come home and do catwalk pros.
Yeah.
So I didn't have, it was, again,
doubling, yeah.
Yeah.
We're double dipping.
Because I have no kids, my purpose is to inspire others, and it's to help the young people.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get up in the morning, I'm like, why am I doing this? And I have to do it. There's something about me seeing these young ladies and young boys that come into my class, and with their hands in their mouth, looking on the ground, very unhappy, and to see the transformation that they go through with me within hours, like you said, or weeks with me, is, to me, that's my payoff. And that's what I love to do.
That's what you love to do. It's beautiful. That's what you love to do.
And I told a girlfriend of mine, I'm doing this big event in April, and I'm like, I don't really have to do this.
I know,
I don't
but
really
I'm happy
have
that
to
you're
do
doing
it. I could be okay at home. I can hang out in my pool.
Yeah.
I want to go to Europe. I could be in Europe right now. I don't really,
No, you can't.
I don't have to.
Not with what's going on.
Exactly. But I want to. That's how I don't know if it makes sense, but
it
it's
makes
something
perfect
that
Listen,
I get up. I'm living my purpose. I remember my coworker right when I quit. She asked me, how do you figure out your purpose? And to me, that was an odd question, right? Because I think everyone should know what their purpose is, right?
No.
And I'm like, you don't know what your purpose is, girl? She's like, no, I have 2 kids, a husband, I have a job. But I really don't know what would I do without my. Because some people live for their job.
Yeah.
That's all they do. They go to work, come home, get up in the morning, and go to work. But I'm artistic. My mind thinks differently. And in my job, I'm the one who would plan all the parties, all the events. I was the one doing that. So that's where where my energy and my purpose is. So I'm doing what I want to do.
That's good. That's good. Live your best life. You know what I'm saying? Live your best life, right? So I'm going to round it off. Is there anyone that didn't really get... Well, I know she's going to round it off. Take us home. She's taking us home. Kendra, did I ask you what your purpose-driven life?
No.
Well, my purpose...
Energy, I should say.
Right, there you go.
Purpose-driven energy. Before you wrap it.
Here we go. Okay, because I have a lot of energy, believe it or not.
We all have a lot of energy. We're focusing on...
I'm feeling all of it, so I feel in my place here with you guys. I believe my purpose is just to recognize my journey. We plan and God laughs, right? So what I thought, what I would be doing, which is helping others, and that is my passion, but that was also a burnout. Because it's on. I'm always on. You know what I mean? You guys understand that. You're always on. So I think now as I'm getting younger, I'm learning that there is another journey. So in my journey, I'm also very business-minded. Didn't know that. So I have a business, Angel Philly Gourmet Italian Ice. And that's kind of took off on its own. And when things start to happen, it's just boom, 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 boom. I'm like, okay, so this is my purpose. This is what I should be doing. Didn't know that. This is my journey. So that's where I am now, looking at myself as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And also giving back. I'm looking at another business, people of a certain age, helping those that are 50 and above with housing, because that's a big deal.
Who's 50 and above here?
Yes.
Who's 50 and
I didn't say anything. Excuse me. I am still working on my youth here.
Everybody here look under 50, okay?
Okay.
Watch it.
But anywho, that is my journey. My journey and my purpose is to be happy.
Yes.
And that's from here.
Yes.
So that is where I'm driving. Tomorrow is not promised.
Yes.
And so, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is my journey. That is,
And that's a perfect
in
journey
a
to
nutshell
It
for me.
is.
That is
Yeah.
really a journey to be on. I particularly look for joy.
Yes.
Right? I really want that joy that's within because not that I don't want to be happy, but I can be happy in the midst of mess. You know what I'm saying? You can look at my face and you can see that I'm happy. Yeah. You see that joy that's within? That joy that's so deep within that no one's seeing but you.
Yeah,
You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? That's really what I'm after. And I enjoy this. I really enjoy, collaborating with women and doing, just talking. I totally enjoy this. Unfortunately, this doesn't pay the bills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm an executive accountant by trade. Decent job.
Yes.
Well, but that helps me to do this.
Right,
You see what I'm
absolutely.
saying? And I enjoy it, And I heard someone say, I don't want to say it because then they're going to know that they said it. It's one of my kids, but I'm not going to say it. Cut that out. Oh, cut it out. Yeah, cut it out. He said to his dad that, I don't understand. Mom has a website and it's not making any money.
Sounds like my
Cut that out,
story.
right? Cut that out. And I said to him, really?
There's a start. There's a
All the
footprint.
money going in your pocket. But yeah, so I mean, you have to really do what's passionate for you.
Yes.
What makes you happy. And even though I work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5:30, this is my escape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have to do this because if I don't, I'm just going to be swallowed up by what's out there, right? So again, it's not about me so much, but I want to close this meeting out with Clarissa. Clarissa, so we talked about the displaced energy. We talked about all of the other things that goes on in our lives and where we find the time to do it and why we do it and, purpose-driven energy. Where should we be focusing on, especially going forward for this next 4 years, knowing that we don't know what's in store for us.
Yes.
And I want to say us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So what's your suggestion? What do you suggest? Or what do you, and I'm not
not trying to get a freebie out of this right here.
Group therapy.
But
Little
if-
pro bono.
Right.
But if you can like round it off, round up what we talked about and just kind of like put us in a better place, hopefully,
Well, I think one of the first things that come to mind, and I think a couple of us touched on it, is you have to have. We talked about higher power, God, but I think when you have your value system, what is the essence of who you are, the foundation of who you are? I think that's the first step. Is like, what are your values? What where do you go for peace? Where do you go for solace? Being able to kind of know what that is and set that up. I think a lot of times we push aside things that should be non-negotiables because they're the things we should have in our day-to-day rhythm that grounds us. And I think when we're talking about the displacement of energy and all these different things, I think the number one, one of the things to go by is the idea of what grounds you. What are the things that you have to do intentionally that helps to refresh, reboot you on a regular basis? For some, it's faith. For some, it's making sure that they have a place where they have community. For others, it's being able to have silence somewhere and just kind of reconnect in like a peaceful environment, just disconnect. So I think being able to leave off with find what grounds you and make it a non-negotiable in your rhythm of life, because that really does help you to be able to manage, am I pouring out too much this time? Did I give myself an opportunity to fill up myself so I can pour out again? Because I have a purpose. I'm passionate about all the things we talked about, you're passionate about. And sometimes we can get so passionate about things that we just give that we forget. Like you were talking about, I have to slow down. But I have the things on the agenda I have to do. How am I going to slow down when I have those? And I think when you start making it, remembering why it's a non-negotiable, it taps into your purpose and the passion you have. Because if you don't have it to give, your purpose goes on halt.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You cannot do what you're called to do if you're not taking care of yourself in all of the ways that we discussed. So I think it's really important to really figure out what's your grounding, what's your non-negotiable, who are the people that you connect with that really help you. Where's your prayer closet? Who are your prayer partners? Where do you go to meditate? Where is it that you need to kind of reground yourself so when it's time to pour out, that you don't come across as angry, you don't come across as irritated, you don't come across as frustrated because you're able to take care of yourself. So when you have conversations and dialogues with other people, you can feel like you're bringing your most, your best self forward, and you're able to help another person just by saying, even in this difficult situation, look how I also can present myself, talk intellectually, handle my emotions appropriately, and still get my point across. And that starts with just taking care of yourself first so you can give to other people. So that's where, I think I've been thinking about.
So what I got from this is that our peace, our passion, and our purpose is non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. That's what I got from this.
Replenish.
Yes. It's non-negotiable. We have to find that peace. We have to find that purpose. And we have to find that passion. And to piggyback on what you said, when you said, you don't know your purpose, let me tell you, there's people at 60, 70, 80 years old and they don't know their purpose. You know what I'm saying? They're waiting. They're just waiting for that,
They're waiting for permission to have their purpose.
So because a lot, because a lot of people are so
take care of others.
caught up in everyday, doing this, just everyday life and helping everyone else, that their purpose becomes
Last.
pushed to the side.
It's generational too.
Yes.
Because this generation, us or Generation X or whatever,
Yeah.
we're more
Right.
in tune with ourselves and we know, hey,
Correct.
you know what I mean? As opposed to the 60s, you know what I mean? 80s or so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that said, we're gonna round this off, and I just want to say I thank you, Kendra. I thank you so much. I thank you, Angela. Dr. Megan Greaves, I thank you so much. I thank you so much, my friend. Clarissa, you are my new best friend. Okay? You are my new best friend. I got so much from you today, all right? Sandra, a woman after my heart. It's a fashionista over there. Sheila, thank you so much. Sheila just had a birthday. And not only that, I think Sheila just had a birthday, right? I really do owe you dinner because let me tell you, she celebrated my birthday with me. She was the one that she came out and she sang. And I mean, she was singing so loud in the restaurant, everyone was looking.
What's happening?
Yes. So she
Oh,
so she
thank
celebrated my
you.
birthday with me. So I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Sheila and I were on that Busta Rhymes video, the last video that came out. We had a
Yes.
ball. We did
We
that video. We did that shoot
did.
together.
Yeah.
And of course Sandra, I did a fashion show, and Sandra was, you know, the mastermind behind it, making sure everyone walked properly, talked properly, and did what they need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So again, I thank you ladies so much for coming out, and
Thank you for invitation. The beautiful invitation.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you,
And we're gonna do this soon again, and I look forward to, you know, our after party. This way we can really, you know, talk about what's coming up and what we have and where we can support each other, because we have to support each other.
Yes.
All right, we have to support each other. I'm looking forward to her event. So yeah, thank you so much. This is Steph C at Melanin Power signing out. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.